And welcome to another reading lesson. Today we're going to reread and listen to the text The Little Red Hen, as a reading thinking job is to retell a story with the key details. Before we dive into the text again, we learn that the little red hen doesn't give up, even when her friends don't help her. Your teacher's going to pause the video and you guys are going to talk about a time that you didn't give up. I know when I was younger, I had a really hard time tying my shoe, and I got really mad. Have you ever gotten mad trying to tie your shoe if you're learning how to tie your shoe? But I never gave up, and now I'm able to tie my shoes and I'm able to tie Kipster's shoes when I see you guys in person. So we're going to reread the story, The Little Red Hen, to remember and retell the details of how the little red hen didn't give up. Our reading thinking job is I can retell a story with key details. Our reading thinking steps to get to that job is step 1, we're going to talk about who is this story mostly about, the characters. Step 2, we're going to talk about that setting. Where and when does the story happen? And then step 3, we're going to bring in those characters and that setting, and we're going to begin to tell the events. What happens at the beginning, what happens at the middle, where the problem is, and what happens at the end, how it's solved. Before we dive in to these thinking steps, let's listen to the story again. Today we're reading The Little Red Hen. This text is about a little red hen wanting to make bread and going around asking all her friends to help. Let's find out what happens as she tries to make bread. The Little Red Hen. One summer day, the little red hen found a grain of wheat. "A grain of wheat," said the little red hen to herself. "I will plant it." She asked the duck, "Will you help me plant this grain of wheat?" "Not I," said the duck. She asked the goose, "Will you help me plant this grain of wheat?" "Not I," said the goose. She asked the cat, "Will you help me plant this grain of wheat?" "Not I," said the cat. She asked the pig, "Will you help me plant this grain of wheat?" "Not I," said the pig. "Then I will plant it myself," said the little red hen, and she did. Soon the wheat grew tall, and the little red hen knew it was time to reap it. "Who will help me reap the wheat?" she asked. "Not I," said the duck. "Not I," said the goose. "Not I," said the cat. "Not I," said the pig. "Then I will reap it myself," said the little red hen, and she did. She reaped the wheat, and it was ready to be taken to the mill and made into flour. "Who will help me carry the wheat to the mill?" she asked. "Not I," said the duck. "Not I," said the goose. "Not I," said the cat. "Not I," said the pig. "Then I will carry it myself," said the little red hen, and she did. She carried the wheat to the mill, and the miller made it into flour. When she got home, she asked, "Who will help me make the flour into dough?" "Not I," said the pig. "Not I," said the goose. "Not I," said the cat. "Not I," said the pig. "Then I will make the dough myself," said the little red hen, and she did. Soon the bread was ready to go into the oven. "Who will help me bake the bread?" said the little red hen. "Not I," said the duck. "Not I," said the goose. "Not I," said the cat. "Not I," said the pig. "Then I will bake it myself," said the little red hen, and she did. After the loaf had been taken from the oven, It was set on the windowsill to cool. And now, said the Little Red Hen, who will help me eat the bread? I will, said the duck. I will, said the goose. I will, said the cat. I will, said the pig. No, I will eat it myself, said the Little Red Hen, and she did. Now remember, key details are important parts of the story. These are the characters, the who, what the story is mostly about, when it's happening. Is it happening during the day, at nighttime? Where is it happening? Is it happening at school? Is it happening at a house? Maybe it's happening on the farm. And then, of course, bringing in those characters in that setting and talking about what happens. What happens at the beginning, the middle, and the end. We're going to do just that with the Little Red Hen today. So first, step one, who is the story mostly about? Who is the story mostly about? Your teacher's going to pause the video and you're going to talk about who is the story mostly about. You can find the characters in the pictures, and sometimes the character's name is in the title as well. If we look at the title of the book, The Little Red Hen, we know the title is The Little Red Hen. I wanted you to look at these pages and decide who is the story mostly about. You probably said the Little Red Hen. The Little Red Hen is the main character. This story is mostly about the Little Red Hen. Who are some other characters in the story? We know the pig, the cat, the duck, and the goose are all characters. But when we want to know who it's mostly about, we say the Little Red Hen. Now, step two, let's talk about where and when the story takes place. Where and when does the story happen? Your teacher is going to pause the video and you're going to look at these pages and decide where is it happening and when is it happening. Sometimes texts have more than one setting. So you probably said it takes place outside, it takes place inside, and you're both right. We see that the Little Red Hen is walking outdoors and she brings the wheat to the mill. And then later on in the text, we see Little Red Hen in her kitchen. So the setting is where she is in her kitchen, and she's outside going to the mill. When is it happening? When we talk about when it's happening, we can think, is it happening during the day? Is it happening during the night? We can also decide what season is it happening. We just learned about the 4 seasons in the year at Maple Hill Farm. So your teacher's going to pause the video and you're going to talk about when is it happening. I notice when I look in the background, I see a bright sky. And when I look out my window right now, I see a bright sky. And that tells me it's the daytime. How do we know a setting is nighttime? It's dark. It's dark during the night. We know our characters. The story is mostly about the Little Red Hen. And we know when it's taking place during the daytime and where it's taking place outside on the way to the mill and in the kitchen. Let's talk about what the Little Red Hen is doing at the beginning, the middle, and the end. Your teacher's going to pause the video and you're going to talk about what these pages tell you about the beginning, the middle, and the end. Remember, at the beginning, you see the character and the setting. In the middle, there's the problem, and at the end, they solve the problem. So you probably said at the beginning, the Little Red Hen finds wheat, and she wants to plant the wheat. You can see on the first page, the Little Red Hen, and the characters are starting to come in because she's asking for their help. In the middle of the story, that's when we learn her problem. What's her problem? Her problem is she's asking all of her friends for help to plant the wheat, to bring the wheat to the mill, to make the bread, to bake the bread, and nobody wants to help. So her problem is her friends don't want to help. What happens at the end? She eats the bread. She eats the bread that she made all by herself. But we still have the problem. She had the problem no one wanted to help her bake the bread. What did she do to solve the problem? Your teacher's going to pause the video and talk about how did she solve her problem of baking bread and no one wanted to help her. You probably said she solved her own problem by baking the bread herself, by planting the seed herself, by bringing the wheat to the mill herself, by making the bread herself and baking the bread herself. So we talked at the beginning, the little red hen finds a piece of wheat and she wants to decide to make bread. Middle, she asks her friends for help. They don't want to help. She has a problem. So she decides to go through the process of making bread on her own. And at the end, she eats the bread all by herself. Today in Seesaw, you're going to decide which key detail from the Little Red Hen happens first. You're going to decide what happens first. Does she put the bread in the oven first? Do the duck, goose, cat, and pig want to eat the bread first? Does the little red hen plant wheat first? Or does the little red hen eat her bread first? Until next time, bye, Kipsters.